Welcome to a rainy morning in the Philippines. We're in Manila. Quite happy about the rain actually. Yesterday it was about 6,000 degrees. I might have to break out the cagoule. Jeez. Yesterday when I landed it was about 40 degrees Celsius, 100 Fahrenheit. And today it's pretty almost British. Try not to die. One main road is much like another, I think. Let's try and get to a side street. So right now it's Eid al-Fitr, which is the breaking of the Eid fast. And the Philippines is a 1/3 Muslim population, I think. So it's a national holiday, kind of. It would just mean things aren't quite as open as they could be. So we have to work around that. I don't see why that should be a problem. But mainly that's my own ignorance talking, so who knows how much of a problem it will be. I also didn't think it would be raining. So English is the second language here. So honestly, most things are just in English, which is a stark contrast to Taiwan. And kind of nice, honestly, as a little respite for my brain. Just powerfully humid right now. Wow, Manila is a stark contrast to Taipei, I'll tell you that much. The wealth disparity seems to be way higher here, which I suppose is to be expected. That's not a cat. They seem to be celebrating something across the road. Who knows? A lot of English here. Right. Oh. After the Spanish-American War, upon which the Philippines was a battleground, the Americans kind of occupied the Philippines for about 50 years until just after the Second World War. And the Americans were kind of on a capitalism, democracy spreading operation, as it were. But really as well, the Philippines was just a key military strategic area, you know, much like how Taiwan was. I wasn't expecting quite as much Americana here though, if I'm honest. It feels like the main thing they spread was fast food restaurants. There's a Denny's here and a Wendy's. The guy over there wants me to get in his horse and carriage. I think I already stick out a little bit. I think a horse and carriage might exacerbate that issue, if I'm honest. Damn, I missed it. That police officer over there with a large gun. Very nice. Hello sir, good morning. Do we believe Congressman Erwin Ting? Are we voting for that face? These guys. Who are these we're voting for? He looks trustworthy, he looks about 8. Quite a lot of dogs here that I want to pet. However, there is also a slight rabies issue in the Philippines from what I understand. So I'm going to reserve all my love for the cats of the Philippines, I think, for now. Though let's be honest, you can tell a rabid dog from a regular dog, can't you? Surely. I have to say though, I like these Jeeps. They're pretty rad. They kind of remind me of like old Cuban cars, you know? Or like how in India sometimes people will decorate their vans with a big giant shrine in them. Love that stuff. You've got to appreciate that kind of artistic flair. I guess if you're stuck in it all day every day, might as well glam it up a bit. Which is the opposite of how I feel about my own body, I think. So that's interesting. Absolutely no idea how they work, mind. Kind of just see some people jumping on the back of them. How do you pay? That's the question I've got. Where are they going? Second question. I suppose only time will tell. With Ramadan ending, I'm assuming there's lots of eating that goes on, right? Being able to break the fast, eat as much as you want. I'm not gonna lie, I am really hot. I think we're almost getting to a park, so that'll be a good opportunity to do my first Filipino pub and a bar. I will say though, I'm enjoying the more liberal approach to crossing the road in the Philippines. How the hell do I get into this park? I wonder if they were expecting so many pigeons in these when they first installed them. These statues are awesome. I'm sure they're missing some context, but it's more like a row of Filipino heroes. This guy, enraged by the refusal of the Spanish friar to bury his brother, he led a rebellion against the Spanish rule which lasted for 80 years. Dedication. As far as parks go, Rizal Park, which is where I am now, it's a little bit strict. I just got told off for sitting on some grass, and there's a woman's voice that reads out, and the announcement is about 20 minutes long, and then it does it in English, of all the rules of the park. Can't say it's the most fun park I've ever been to in my life. I'm just trying to find some bloody shade. Also, I can't help but think it would be more relaxing in this park if it wasn't playing pop music, especially for the copyright thing of my video, so we'll try and get away from that. I suppose the greatest hero that could be immortalized in statue along these banks is Rizal himself. Rizal was a writer and propagandist, as you could call it, very against the Spanish occupation of the Philippines, and while he wasn't directly involved in the uprising against the Spanish, his writings were absolutely fundamental in bringing that rebellion around. And as such, he is apparently considered the Philippines' greatest national hero, or one of, certainly. And he has this nice park in his honor. He was executed by the Spanish, even though technically kind of didn't do anything. But his writings were fundamental in bringing about change. This statue is commemorating the exact spot where different people who uprised against the Spanish were strangled to death for alleged complicity. What a life, and what a death, I suppose. Rizal's execution site. He was executed within these hallowed grounds the morning of December the 30th, 1896 by an 8-man squad of riflemen. And I suppose that happened right here. And I suppose the actions and the dominoes that fell due to Rizal and his writings created the Philippines that we have today. What a guy. This is him, an ophthalmologist by trade. I suppose this is his life. His teachings, his work. This is a powerful statue. That's the rifleman, and that's Rizal. And I suppose this is exactly where it happened. That's a incredibly powerful statue. I think they're doing a keto in the park. Wouldn't want to mess with them. Ooh. I want to sit on one of these lovely benches, but I'm kind of worried that the park police will come and get me again. No relaxing. Not allowed. At least we're away from that god-awful music. That's I'm a big fan of. Alright, found my way into more of a little Zen garden type park. I think it's time for the Philippines' first episode of Pop in a Bar. I have a Cloud 9 Choco Fudge. Looks enticing. Let's see what it tastes like. That's pretty good. Doesn't look quite like it does on the picture. It's like a really chewy fudge, but more like a cake. You know, like the really chewy bits of a brownie? That's what it tastes like. This is very nice. I mean, it's also the first thing I've eaten today, and I've been walking for hours, so maybe that's what it is that's making it taste so very good. But yeah, I like this. You are an 8. This is this is really good. There's other Cloud9 products here as well. I might have to try those. I have put too much of it in my mouth at once, and now I can't breathe, but it's still pretty good. What a way to go, I suppose. And to wash that down, I have a bottle of Zambo Tropical Calamansi juice drink, the Philippine Lemon. So I'm assuming this is going to be a tasty tropical treat, which is really what I think I need, and frankly what I think I deserve. So I'm going to have that. Yeah, it's zingy. It's very zingy. It does taste a bit lemony. It's more floral than lemon, and more orangey than lemon, if that makes sense. It's more like I don't know, like a tangerine flavour. Yeah, it tastes like a satsuma or a tangerine, but a bit more, you know, knock your socks off citrusy. Man, I'm dehydrated. Can you see how much I'm sweating? It got real humid. I liked this. It was just a fruit drink. It wasn't carbonated, it was still. Gets about a 6, but under the right circumstances, bumped that up to a 78 because I'm so thirsty. Calamansi, a new fruit that I have tried. Maybe walking through this lovely little calmer part of Manila is a good place to finish off this first episode. I'm here for a few weeks, about 10 days maybe. So, more adventures to come. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, onwards and upwards.